Hello everyone. It's Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com. Welcome to today's live video. It is Tuesday, July 22nd. Oh my gosh. I totally had to cheat and look at the date, which if I had thought about it, I would have remembered tomorrow's the 23rd because that's a big birthday day in the Faust house. We've got one of my aunts, two of my uncles, and my oldest niece all have birthdays tomorrow. Anyway, welcome in everybody. As you join, please leave a comment, say hello. Hello, Mario. Welcome, welcome. We have got a lot to talk about today. Hi, Marva. One of the really cool things on this streaming service is anytime you give a thumbs up or a heart, it actually gives me a big thumbs up or a heart on the screen, and I'm still getting used to it, and I love it. So somebody gave a thumbs up, and it just gave me a big thumbs up, and I was like, yes. Anyway, you know, easily distracted squirrel. But yeah, we've got a lot to talk about today and some fun things to dive into. I've got some fun classes. We are getting close to my favorite time of year, which is September, October, November, December. All the Burr months. Those are my absolute favorite. Oh, another one. I love it. Hi, Lori. It's just my favorite time. I don't know why. I think it's fall, winter, Christmas, Halloween, all of those things I just absolutely adore. So we're getting close to that. And that means that my crafting, because, as crafters, we tend to work ahead. My crafting is starting to spin a little bit in that direction. And I am renewed. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but there are certain times of year when it's harder for me to craft. And January and February is that time. It is really hard for me to get into it. And I think it's because my day job is so busy during that time that after work, I just want to veg out. But I don't know. That's just my time of year. Summer, I am good. I can craft. I know a lot of people are in the summer, they're meh, I'm going to be outside. But yeah, I love it. So anywho, I know Tuesday squirrels. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Jamie. Welcome in everybody. While you join me, whether you're watching live or on the replay, please do leave a comment. I do go back and look at those if you're on the replay. So I will see your comment and I like to comment back and see what you liked about today's cards and all that fun stuff. So let me tell you something big and then I'm going to flip down to my desktop and show you two things. And then we're going to go ahead and get started with this week's cards. So first things first, tomorrow is a big day. Not only is it a big birthday day in the Faust house, it is also the start of free shipping. So Stampin' Up! Is spoiling us 3 days, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Yep, let's go backwards. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's try that. July 23rd through the 25th, we've got free shipping on all orders over $75. That's in the US. If you are not in the US, but you're in a Stampin' Up! Market, check with your demonstrator, or if you are a demonstrator, check the Stampin' Up! Website for your amount. But here in the US, $75 gets us free shipping. I love free shipping days because it's an 11% savings. It is more stuff I can buy because I don't have to pay for postage. So I can get more crafty stuff instead. And it is awesome. So one thing, I believe we have had free shipping. We had it in April, and I think that was maybe a week or two after our new rewards program went live. So I'm not sure. Oh, good. Holly's excited. Me too. I am excited too. I'm not sure. I think that our new rewards was already live by then. But anywho, in case they weren't, I just wanted to clarify this because we're a little bit newer with the reward system. I mean, it's been a few months. We're getting used to it. It's really awesome. But with free shipping, with that $75 order, you want to make sure that if you're using any Stampin' Rewards, that your order is still $75 or more after you've applied those. You don't want to miss out on free shipping, right? So if you're like, okay, I've got $75 ready, I'm going to use $10 in Stampin' Rewards and I'm going to get my free shipping, you won't, because that will lower your order price to $65. Okay, just for example. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Make sure you're aware of it before it goes live, because I would hate for you to be like, I didn't get the free shipping. What the heck? So just like we do with Class to Go, the order amount is after your rewards, okay? And then after tax too. So let me go ahead. I am going to spin my screen down. If you have questions about free shipping, let me know. I'm happy to answer them live or in the comments or in an email or a message or whatever you need. But I want to show you a couple of classes I have that are open for registration now. And then I am going to show you today's cards. So let's flip down here so you can see. Look, I got a nice fancy little bin here. I'm ready. So I have got a Christmas in July Stamp-A-Stack going on right now. And I'm going to even move this out of the way, because I don't want you to see the other cards yet. So Christmas in July Stamp-A-Stack registration going on right now. There is a link for the class in the description of this video, so you can click that to head over and get registered, or you can head to my website, stampwithmelissa.com, click on the classes tab, and then click Christmas in July Stamp-A-Stack. It will take you to that registration page. Or if you're on my email list, you can go open your newsletter from this morning and click that link to get registered. But we are doing Christmas in July because, duh, it's Christmas. We love it. And like I said, in the summer, I spin and I start thinking about fall, Halloween, and Christmas, and I'm really excited for this one. So I've never offered a Stamp-A-Stack before because they're a lot of work to get ready for. It is a lot of cards that are all the same that you are creating. So it's a lot of cardstock pieces, and usually if I do like a class and you make 6 projects and you get to make 1 of each, okay, this one you actually get to make 4 of each project. So you times by 4 what the prep work is on it. So I've never done one before because I've been kind of intimidated by it, but I think I've got the best of both worlds. We are going to have a really fun Christmas in July. So we are going to use the Jar of Joy stamp set. Now, obviously you can switch your stamp set out if you're like, I don't love that one. You don't have to use it. You can switch it out for anything you want to use. But I am going to use this, so you can add that onto your kit if you want. And it coordinates here with the Sweet Jar Builder Punch. Now, this is not actually a bundle. This bundle came out with the Sweet Jar, I think it's called the Sweet Jar stamp set, in May. Those released as a bundle together. I did not get that stamp set. It just didn't speak to me. But then Stampin' Up! Was like, well, we've got a coordinating Christmas one that's coming out. And I was like, well, that's really stinking cute. So here I am with the Christmas set and the punch. Anywho, so we're going to use these. I liked the punch option because that makes it really quick and easy for you to make your Christmas cards, whether you like to make all the same or you know, a couple. I usually send out about 300 Christmas cards a year, 250 to 300 depending, and so I needed to get a head start, and I figured you did too, right? And what better way to spend December than like with your friends and family rather than like rushing to get through your Christmas cards. So here are the cards we are going to make. There are 5 different ones. You get to make 4 of each for a total of 20 cards. So here they are. They are so stinking cute. I love, love, love them. You don't have to do any die cutting because we are using that jar punch. So you will have to use the jar punch. But like this banner die cut, I will have that done for you and in your kit. You're going to get DSP. You're going to get all of the cardstock scored, embossed, ready for you. All you have to do is stamp and punch out your jar and your stamps, your lid, that kind of stuff. And then you have to stamp your sentiments as well. So you can see there is some heat embossing with this class because I really like heat embossing and I thought it looked really, really nice. So I did add some of that in, but you could like this one, even though it's cherry cobbler, you could do like a darker color, or you could swap out that cherry cobbler strip for a different color as well if you wanted to do that. Okay. So registration is only open through Sunday, so 5 more days to get in on that class. It is going to be a blast, and I'm so glad you guys love them. Hi, Mom. Hi, Teresa. Alicia said, woohoo. I picture it more as like, woohoo. Hopefully that wasn't too loud because my microphone thing jumped up like I got too loud, so I apologize if I did. But anywho, that is going to be super duper awesome. I hope you'll join us for that. I am going to ship them out then by August 12th. So I'm going to turn them around pretty quick. I have a lot of card pieces to prep for you. And so I'm going to turn it around as quick as I can. But yeah, you'll get that pre-cut kits for all 20. You're going to get 20 envelopes as well, so you don't have to worry about that. You're going to get DSP. You're going to get ribbon. You're going to get embellishments. It's going to be incredible. Okay. All right. So then I wanted to show you, because yesterday was the first day of my August club subscription window. And last night I finished up the cards. Usually I'm done ahead of time, but this past weekend I got July club done. I got the pop and buy class to go done. And I got the pop and buy paper crafting party class done. All of those went in the mail yesterday. And so then I was sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the 21st. So anywho, we are using the Cone Flower Celebrations bundle for August Club Create. I put this die back here, but look at how fun that is. So you can actually use this to cut out the stamped image and then just cut in between. Or, doesn't it look like bow tie pasta? I really think when you hold it like this, it looks like bow tie pasta. Or you can actually fold it and create a really fun card. So I'm going to sneak peek you my August projects real fast. If you are a club member and you don't want to see it, I know you can see this top one, but look away real quick. So these ones are super duper fun. I tried to make them fall colors. So here's that die in action that I was showing you. You get DSP, you get cardstock, you get ribbon and embellishments. You get to make 2 of each of these cards for a total of 8. I know, I was on fire. I really was. I was like a lean, mean crafting machine. Class cutting machine, all of the things. But anywho, so that is club. That also is in the description of this video, the sign up for that, or you can go to club.stampwithmelissa.com. It's all fun stuff, you guys. I go a little bit overboard during this time of year, the later part of the year, because almost every single thing that comes out, every stamp set, just like inspires me, and I love it. So, anywho, thanks, Teresa. Welcome, Joan. Both Joans. Welcome, both Joans. So, yeah, let's go on and look at what we're creating today. You just ordered the cone flower. It is so fun. I thought it would be a really fun fall set. It's not quite leaves, right, for fall. But September and October clubs are probably going to be Christmas, so I wanted to squeeze in August, something fall. And I thought that that one was really cute for that because, of course, you've got like, you know, cone flowers aren't just like yellow, like you think of sunflower colors. You've also got that like, it's really like a Cajun craze, right? It's kind of like that maroony orange-ish kind of color. So pretty. So anywho, let's go on and take a look at what we are creating with today. We are using the Sunshine Vibes bundle. This is a photopolymer stamp set. It's got a really awesome set of rainbow dies. How cute are those? We use almost every die. On my sample, one of my sample cards, I used this die for the smallest rainbow. So there are pieces for like every layer of the rainbow, except these 2 here are actually the same size. So sample, I use this one. Today's card, we're going to use this one. So we do kind of use every die. And we use every stamp except for this fun little like splatter dotted stamp, which you could easily add in as well. So we're going to use that, but if you're looking at your annual catalog, this is actually part of the Boho Vibes Sweet Collection. It's on page 61, and while I love these colors, I actually inspired myself to not use the DSP this time. That might have just been a happy accident. But anyway, I did not use any of this DSP in these projects. It is a gorgeous set of DSP, though. It's a very like moody kind of rainbow. It's not like your bright rainbow. It's moody, and I love it. It's like a subtle, but also a regal. I don't know. I really, yeah, just a big fan of this paper here. So we are going to go ahead and create with that. So that's on page 61, 62, and 63 of the annual catalog. So let me show you what we're going to make. Because of course we needed some bright, fun colors, and we needed some moody colors. So I tried to do that. Look at that beautiful, oh my gosh, it's rare that I pull out my silver embossing powder. Love it. And then of course we got black here. This one was cased from the catalog in different colors. And then we've got this fun one here too that uses all of those beautiful rainbow pieces. I just really had a lot of fun working with this bundle. When I sat down to use it, I was like, what am I going to do with it? Right? Like I wanted to challenge myself, but I was like, I don't know what to do. And then it just flowed. Other than this one being cased from the catalog, it just flowed. And I really like the different look from all of these from one stamp set and one die set. Yeah, I love them. So we are going to make these 4 cards together tonight. These are part of my Sunshine Vibes Class to Go. That is the Class to Go I'm running this week. So if you spend $50 or more in my online store from this past Saturday, whatever day that was, the 19th, I think, through this Friday, July 25th. So $50 before tax and shipping after any Stampin' Rewards are redeemed. You will get these as a thank you gift from me. Not just the cards, but the actual card kit. So you'll get to create at home, but have all of those cardstock pieces ready to go for you. I love to offer Class to Go because it's a good way to be creative, but you don't have to think about it, right? You get to create some beautiful cards, but somebody else did a lot of the work for you. You stamp and die cut everything using that Sunshine Vibes bundle, but I will do the rest for you. And it's just a really fun way. And then you can, of course, keep creating with that bundle or anything. I know it is such an amazing bundle. Hi, Brenda. Yeah, it is so awesome. So anywho, of course, you should take it up a notch. And while my ordering amount is $50, you should kick it up. Wait to place your order till tomorrow. Get it in for free shipping and go to 75 so you can take advantage of that savings there. Get your free shipping. Get stuff on your wish list. I'm stocking up on adhesive and cardstock and envelopes because it's a good time to do that. I need it. So I maybe don't need it, but it's a good time to stock up on those things because you don't pay shipping, so why not, right? So anywho, let's go ahead and take a look here at these card kits. We've got a Flirty Flamingo card base. I don't know what it is about Flirty Flamingo, but I always forget to use it. I don't know if it's because it's like farther from my view. Like I've got Poppy. I put my colors in rainbow order. My cardstock behind me, you can see here, in color family order. So I've got Poppy, then Melon, then Flirty Flamingo, and Melon Mambo and Flirty Flamingo I always forget about. I don't know why. And Coastal Cabana. Those poor brights. I really need to use them more. Anyway, I think it's because they're farther away from me. But let's keep going, Melissa. Squirrel. All right, then you'll also have a Flirty Flamingo layer that is embossed with the Soft Waves 3D embossing folder. You are going to have some basic white mats here. You're going to have two that are the same size, and then one that's slightly wider. Okay. You're going to have a Daffodil Delight. Look, another bright. Good job, Melissa. A Daffodil Delight strip here. We are going to stamp on that. So let me actually set that here. And then you're going to have two pieces of the Turtley Awesome DSP. These are the same size, but so stinking cute. I love the B side of the turtle paper as well as the A side. I really love that A side too. And then you're also going to have a Pool Party Circle die cut from the Spotlight on Nature dies for our sentiment. And you can see right here, you're going to have some Poppy Parade cardstock here to die cut out the beautiful hearts. So you can see that set of hearts right here. They're kind of a funny looking heart. They're oblong, but they're cute. So anywho, it die cuts out all three at the same time. That didn't sound confident. I was like, they're cute. They really are cute. All right, let's go ahead and start with stamping. That's the best way to start. I'm going to grab my circle out here. And I've got my Sending Good Vibes Sentiment and Tuxedo Black Memento ink. I need to re-ink this ink pad because since I changed this over from the original ink pad that it's like meant for, you know, I have been using this so dang much that it's like drying up. I need to re-ink it. All right, then we've got Darling Duckling, ink pad, and then we dip our fingers in it because that's the sign. You can't really be a crafter or have a crafting session if you don't have ink on your fingers. At least it was yellow. Anywho, I like mixing and matching my colors sometimes. So while this is Daffodil Delight cardstock, we have got Darling Duckling for our ink pad color. And I like it because it is tone on tone, but it's a little bit darker, right? So it looks good, but these little starbursts or suns or whatever you want to call them, they really pop off the paper a little bit more than if I used Daffodil Delight. So we're just creating our own DSP there. I just stamped that all over the background. Close that up, and then we're going to go ahead and assemble our pieces. So don't lose those hearts. I'm going to set them right there. Okay. And we are going to do some adhering. So we've got that Soft Waves. Now, I wanted to show you this. So with Soft Waves, and I'm hoping this will pick up a little bit better on the camera. There we go. With Soft Waves, I think this is the way it's supposed to be, but I really like the debossed side. I think that the lines are just sharper. So that's the way I've been adhering mine lately whenever I use this folder. I don't know why, but I just really like that better. And I think it's supposed to be the side that gets glued down, but that just goes to show that you can do whatever you want in card making. If you want a purple cow, you can have a purple cow, right? Okay, so we are going to layer this onto the card front. I'm lining up that left-hand edge with my score line on my card base, and then we will press that down. Go ahead and fold and burnish. Okay. And then we're going to do some more adhering. So we're going to take that Daffodil Delight piece and both pieces of DSP, add some seal. I'm going to run out of seal today too. I just I'm confident in that, but we'll see how many cards can we get through before we run out. Okay, so I am going to grab that largest piece first. That's going to be for our Daffodil Delight layer. And I love the look of the white mat under it. I think it just like brings our card up a level. Looks so sharp. Even though the DSP has like that white background as the base, I just really like the look, especially when it gets against that card front. Oh, it looks so pretty. All right, then we are going to add seal to the back of all 3 of these. Okay, and then you can decide. You can either add the middle one first. These are my recommendations. Add the middle one first and then do the sides, or you can add the sides and then you can add the middle one and split the center. I think I'm going to add these guys first. So I am going to make about an equal margin on the left and the right hand side as I have on the top. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this bottom layer. And I am also eyeballing it to see that it pretty much lines up, at least to my naked eye, right? It lines up here. I'm not going to measure it because I'm just not. And then we can go ahead and split the center with this guy. Now you can see that this turned out a little bit different, a little bit more gapped in between here than this one. This one I did actually start with the middle piece. So just kind of depends. It still looks nice. I like it. But different ways to do that. The one thing I do find that I personally run into a problem with is if I start like with the bottom and then I go middle and then I go top, because then I'm usually just way off. So unless you're, you know, doing it intentionally, this is just the way I like to do it. All right, so we added some dimensionals to the back of that pool party layer. And we're going to tack that down, and then can you believe it? I'm going to use liquid glue. We're just going to drop 3 little dots of liquid glue onto the card. Oh my gosh, there's a bug. I caught it in my hand twice. You guys, I caught it in my hand twice. What kind of ninja am I today? I don't think I got it though, if you know what I mean. Anywho, adding 3 little dots here. We're going to add our hearts that I die cut out ahead of time from that Poppy Parade. I want to make sure I have the right side up here. And I am using that putty end of the Take Your Pick tool to tack these down. And those are going to serve as our embellishments for this card. And that is our first card. What do you think of that? Thanks, Barb. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I just am such a lucky person, so to have you guys in my community. But that is our first card. I love that one. Let's go on. Oh, this one might be my favorite. I really love this card. I think it's so darling. See what I did there? Because it has darling in the sentiment. That was clever. That was maybe a little intentional. Come on, focus. We can do it. Come on, you got it. There we go. We got it. Okay, so we are going to create this card. And we have to do some fussy cutting. Okay, so we've got a garden green card base. You can see that score line in there, real nice. We've got a garden green layer. Now I did pre-die cut out our rainbow. Okay, so in the die set, it is this rainbow here. And it does die cut out all of these little strips, and then you can actually save those. You could die cut it out in multiple colors and then use those, like, you know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 strips there, or 5 rainbow arches that would cut out. Do it in 5 colors, change the colors around, and there you go. You've got a rainbow in 5 cards, right? We've got a piece here of the Lovely Garden DSP. We've got a scrap of basic white because we're going to be fussy cutting. We can do it. It's all right. And then I've got some Secret C here for our sentiment. So let's go ahead and start with stamping. That's the best way to start. Which one do I want to start with? Let's start with our heat embossing so that it has some time to dry before we, you know, adhere it and do all the things. So I'm going to grab this Secret C piece. We are heat embossing on this card in silver and then our third card in black. So we do use both the metallics embossing powder packs and the basics. But if you were like, I'm just getting into heat embossing, I'm not sure I want to have all of those colors, you could also do this card in white on the Secret C. That would look really pretty as well. Okay. All right, so I used my embossing buddy there to remove any static. Then I've got my Versamark here, and I've got, these are actually 2 sentiments. So we've got hello and we've got darling. I really think it's so cute. All right, and we are going to ink up hello, and I am going to stamp these towards the bottom of that secret C layer. And I'm going to do my absolute best to get them in a straight line. So I'm going to get my head over this. Not perfect, but it's all right. It will do. So we've got those stamped. I'm going to turn on my heat tool here so it has time to warm up, and grab my silver embossing powder. Okay, and I've got a spoon. This is my multi-purpose spoon. I use it for heat embossing and I use it for re-inking ink pads. Okay, now a tip I learned with the newer Wow embossing powder, when we go to, like, you know, bump off the embossing powder here, we don't want to hit too hard because that's what makes it kind of splotchy, if you've noticed that. But see, like right here, that piece there, that would actually heat emboss. So I'm just going to use my finger to flick that off. Maybe do, because I kind of hit it a little hard, so. But not a big deal because we're not going to use that piece anyway. Okay, let's close this up so we don't do that thing called making a mess. And then we can go ahead and heat emboss this. And I'm going to do it from underneath so you can hopefully see here. Now my strip is long enough or big enough here where I'm not worried about burning my fingers. You could use a tweezers to hold it if you are a little nervous about that. But look at how cool it is as it melts. Oh, so fancy. There's a little piece here that doesn't want to. There we go. So fancy. Look at how spectacular. Wow. I love it. Okay, so because it is heat embossing, that could actually smudge if we touch it right away. So I'm going to leave it off to the side. It's up here. It's out of camera, but it is up here. I'm going to leave it there until we need to come back to that, okay? Oh, that is a good idea. Cassie said you can get a piece of tape and tape the loose rainbow pieces in place and then put it through the machine. Yeah, that would be fun too. Yeah, I did not want to die cut it out in 5 different colors. So that's why I didn't. Okay, so let's move on then. I'm going to bring this back out. And the reason I use my messy scrap paper for heat embossing is just in case I get that powder. It does go everywhere and you don't always see it, and then you got it all over you. So I just put this down in case I get any of that powder that spills. Then I just have something a little bit easier to clean up other than my whole work surface. So I've got my garden green ink here, and we've got this fun little stripy stamp. And we are going to go ahead, and I'm putting them, you know, a good distance away from the bottom of the rainbow, just because we are going to add in those fussy cut leaves, and I want to make sure that we can see them. So I actually did stamp 4. What was that? Oh, Post-it note tape. I did stamp 4 here, but the one got kind of covered, so I just wanted to, you know, make sure. Okay, I don't think we need this anymore. I wasn't sure if I was going to go off the edge. Okay, so then we've got our leaf, and I've got my soft seafoam ink pad so that we can have some beautiful light green leaves. You're going to ink these up. We want 2 of them. Okay. Ink, ink, ink. And then we're going to fussy cut these out. Can you believe it? I just thought they were so cute, so we just had to go for it, okay? All right, so we can do this. I'm going to cut it apart because for whatever reason, I can't fussy cut something if it has like another image on the same sheet. I don't know why. It's just like I am incapable. I think it's because I'm already like nervous enough to fussy cut. I don't know. Call me weird, but we all have our things, right? We all have our quirks. So we could have a little bit of story time while I fussy cut. Last week, I've been meaning to do an Instagram story about this, and then things just have been so busy. My coworker, who I was covering for on maternity leave, she came back last week. So things are starting to ease up, but we've been through that transition back phase. And so it's been a little, not like bad. It's certainly not bad, but it's been just a little bit busy in a different way, I guess. But anywho, last Thursday, I took my niece and nephew. We have Orchestra Hall in Minneapolis here, and they do like a movie series with a couple of different movies every year. And they just restarted their Harry Potter series. So I took my niece and nephew to go see the first Harry Potter movie. It was so much fun, and I had a blast, and they did too. So that's good, right? My niece and nephew are 7 and 10. They've never read any of the books, but they have watched the first 2 movies with me. I wouldn't say they're pros by any means, but we did have like 20 minutes worth of a quiz on the way there that they asked for. They wanted to make sure they knew all the characters and what was going on and all that, which was so cute. We got there, they got to have butterbeer, and my niece Kylie brought her wand that we got in Florida when we went to Universal. Russell did not want to bring his wand, which is fine. But it was so much fun, and yeah, a good time. So we're looking forward to going to the second movie together, and then they've never seen the third one. And I keep telling them they have to read the books. Because at some point, if you're familiar with Harry Potter, you might know what I'm talking about. But like by the time the 4th book / movie rolls around, things start happening that maybe aren't the best for kids. If they're not expecting it. And so, I don't know, I'm like, it's actually kind of funny too, because you can watch the Harry Potter movies on Peacock. And they only have through the 3rd one on the kids Peacock channel, and then they switch to like the, the adults channel or whatever, because of just some, the bad guy comes back and all that. So anywho, it was a lot of fun, and I hope that like they enjoy Harry Potter. That sounds silly, but I'm hoping that it's not just my love, that they're like, sure, we'll go because you like it, I'm like hoping that they love it too. But anywho, that was my little story time while we fussy cut. Okay, so let's go ahead. We can trim out our sentiment. So no measurement here. I'm just eyeballing it. And when you heat emboss, sometimes your cardstock can get a little bit warped. So I just kind of watch that. When I go to die cut, or not die cut, but to cut this out, I just kind of watch it because sometimes it likes to move. And I'm just lining up the ends of the letters on the 3/8 inch mark and cutting those out. You can do it wherever you'd like. I might even want to trim them shorter, who knows. But let's go ahead and adhere this all together. So we've got our DSP here. I'm going to add some seal to the back. And then we are going to add this to our card front. So I'm going to pull in that die cut piece and just eyeball this. Make sure I've got that where I want it. Not too high, not too low. And attach that down. And then we're going to attach our garden green layer with dimensionals. And I'll probably be pretty generous here with the dimensionals. Maybe another one here and another one there. And that's good enough, Melissa. We'll be all right. Okay. So we can peel off all of these backings. And then we're going to add this to our card front. I love the look of the flowers peeking through too. Simple way to show that rainbow, but not like have a lot of tedious work with it. So cute. Okay, so we've got that all together. Now these leaves, I am actually going to, I took the time to cut the ends, and then we're going to cut them off. Because I want these to tuck under our sentiment, and I don't want them to be too visible. So we'll just pull in our seal, our silicone mat here. And I am just adding a bit of adhesive to the leaves on both of these guys. And I use my silicone mat because I'll probably go off the edge, and then that way it doesn't stick on my work surface. And then we can tack these down. So we'll put one here, make sure it doesn't go over the edge of the card so it still fits in the envelope. And then we'll take this other guy like this. How cute! And it's kind of messy in the middle, but that's okay because we've got our sentiment, right? Okay, so we've got this guy. Let's grab our dimensionals here. And I'm going to tack them on the ends and one in the middle. Peel off those backings. And then we're going to cover up that messy middle here and center this like so. Oh, so cute. I love it. I love it. Love it. Okay, let me grab out. I am going to use those dimensional edges, but we'll use new dimensionals for today, so I don't have to cut those. Okay, so then I've got my white Baker's Twine. This is from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. And I'm going to cut 2 strands of this and tie... No, you know what? We just want one. Just kidding. On our 4th card, we're going to do a double. This one, we'll just do one. But the Baker's Twine Essentials pack is really awesome. We've got white, we've got black, we've got crumb cake, gray granite, and vanilla. Okay, so go ahead and just get that looking how we want. Trim off that tail. And then I'm going to grab my glue dots, stick the knot on the dot, pick that up, and then this is going to tack down right here. Right under hello. I love this so much because you could also change it out to say thanks, or, you know, you could do sending good vibes, but then like separate it out into strips. So many options. All right, these are the muted palette dots. These actually do coordinate with the suite. They come in that suite, and I thought they were really pretty, these yellow ones. I thought they really brought out the yellow in the flowers of the DSP. So I added just a couple of those, and that is our 2nd card. How fun is that one? Oh, so pretty. I love it. I just think it's so darling. So let's go on to our 3rd card then. This one is super duper easy, and then I just took it up a little notch here with our black embossing powder here. So if you're not into rainbows, this is a good card because we don't really use rainbows here. So we have got just a few pieces. We've got a thick basic white card base. We've got a basic white layer, and then we've got a basic white strip for our sentiment and a basic black mat to go under that. So let's go ahead and start with stamping because that's the best way to start. And I'm going to grab, we've got Darling Duckling, Balmy Blue, and Misty Moonlight here for our colors. So we'll grab Balmy Blue first to start. And we've got our little half circle. That's what we're going to stamp with Balmy Blue. So I'm going to ink this up and stamp that right about in the center of the card. Okay, and then we can close up our Balmy Blue. And we'll just skip to Misty Moonlight because it's next on the pile of the inks. All right, then we've got our little crescent piece here, like a little crescent moon. So we're going to ink this up in Misty Moonlight and stamp that underneath our Balmy Blue circle. Okay, and close that up. And then we're going to grab our chamois and clean off that half circle. And we are going to stamp it in Darling Duckling, and we're going to stamp too. Thanks so much, Teresa. You are so sweet. You are so kind. It is not lost on me how lucky I am. All right, so we are going to stamp one circle. That one goes that way, right? I did the bottom one first, and I'm going to get my head over this to line that up and stamp the top part of the circle. How cute is that? So fun, so easy. It takes a little bit of work to get that spacing right, but we're going to have our sentiment kind of lay here, so it's going to look a little better. Oh, you do? You forget to use heat embossing as the focal image? I do too, but you know, I don't know what it is. Sometimes when I get into like a certain technique or something, I just go all in. So you maybe have noticed that I've been really into heat embossing lately. It's just good. It looks so good. And yeah, as the focal image, it is so fun. So I've got my embossing buddy here. I am going to grab that basic white strip, and then I am going, you can hear I'm like kind of beating it to get some of that dust out. We got to get good coverage here on our basic white layer. I didn't, you know, I thought I was all right. It's kind of hard to see the embossing powder on the white. So I thought I was all good for my sample card here, but you can see I do actually have some of those black specks, which don't look awful. But it's not what I was going for, so I was a little bit like, dang. So we're going to cross our fingers and hope for better this time. All right, I'm going to ink up the word thanks and stamp that right in the center of that basic white strip. I know you can't see it, but it's there. Let me grab my chamois real quick. We have to clean off our leaf image since we just stamped it in soft seafoam. And then we're going to ink up leaf in Versamark and go ahead and stamp that down onto our basic white layer here. Okay, so Versamark is just like sticky ink, so you can't see it, but it's there. I am going to turn my heat tool on again so that that has some time to warm up. We're going to open up our black embossing powder. Let me grab this guy and add some embossing powder. So cute. Okay, so it's all over my moon. It's not really a moon. That's just kind of what it looks like. It's all over the yellow. So if I heat emboss this right now, it would stay there. So what I'm going to do is, I don't have my paintbrush handy. Let me close this. Well, actually, here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to use my finger and hopefully it doesn't go bad. You can use like a little paintbrush, but anywhere those black flecks are, you are going, like it will heat emboss on there. So you want to remove them before you get started. And a paintbrush works really nice for this if you remember it. And what else works nice, if you can find it, is take your pick tool. So right around here, I'm just going to pick up some of that embossing powder using that putty edge. All right, now it's not perfect, but for the sake of time with the video, we are going to go ahead and emboss it. And it's all right, we've got some black flecks, but it's okay. All right, so let's start with our sentiment here. This is maybe where I would use tweezers, but I'll just flip this around. So pretty. Okay. That looks good, and then we're going to hit our layer here. And it is going to warp a little bit. It is a focal image. So we are heating a lot of this cardstock. Look how cool that is. I don't know how well the black, how well you can see that on the video when it changes, but it just gets so glossy. It's so pretty. So there we go, and you can see it is warped. But that's all right. You use tweezers at the little nooks and crannies. Oh, I've never tried that, Cassie. Oh, look at it. See, I made a mess with my embossing powder. It's on my card base too. It's all right. Then we just, that's for the vacuum later. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is use either, if you want to adhere this flat, that works, or use a lot of dimensionals for this, okay? Since we did our sentiment first, so it's had a little bit more time to dry, I am going to add my seal there and layer this onto our black mat. So cute, so lovely. All right, and then we can flip this guy over, grab our dimensionals, or you can use foam adhesive strips. Like I said, it just gets a little bit warped because we added so much heat to it. It's a larger focal image, so that's normal. And you can see I'm being very generous with my dimensional usage. Okay. And don't you worry, we're not done. And look how beautiful. Some nice rows here of dimensionals. Okay, if you have time to, you could let your layer sit out, maybe put like a book on top or something to straighten it back out. That would have been bad. I almost just like dumped my water all over. Okay, layer this onto the center of the card front. And I am going to flip it over to press that down there. Okay, and then we can go ahead and fold and burnish. Like so. And then we're going to take our cute little sentiment, add some dimensionals to the back here, and then pop this up. Whoops, not upside down. Good thing I noticed that first, huh? Pop that down right there. So cute. I love this card. Even with all the extra black speckles. All right, so then we're going to use those same muted palette dots, and I'm going to use the light blue ones this time. I think these are supposed to be cloud cover. They're very pretty, and add just a couple of those, and that is our third card. What do you think of that one? So, so cute. I love it. Look how shiny. So beautiful. So that is our third card. Let's go on to our fourth and final card. This one we have got to end with a beautiful rainbow. Oh, you could make like Skittles color card, right? Yeah. All right, I've got all of the bits and pieces die cut out ahead of time for us. So we've got a thick basic white. Oh, Cassie, you said you struggle with the black embossing powder. It's always speckled. So what I have learned actually from Ange McKay in Canada is when you tap off on the cardstock, if you hit it too hard, that's what like adds to the speckling, I guess. If you just like lightly tap it off, it helps. And I was like, yeah, okay, Ange, but it really works. So give that a try and see if that helps. All right, then we've got a basic white layer here that was embossed with the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. We've got a Misty Moonlight layer that we are going to stamp our sun on. And then you are going to have some, if I can pick it up, come here, buddy. It does not, look at it, just, there we go, I got it. You're going to have some basic white to die cut out your rainbow outline. You're going to also have some pieces here for the rest of your rainbow. So I did die cut these out and I did add adhesive sheets to them. So we've got balmy blue, we've got garden green, we've got soft seafoam. This one I did not add adhesive sheet to because this one shouldn't be too bad to adhere. We've got night of navy right here, and then we've got some darling duckling, a fun little cool color scheme here. And then you're also going to have some basic beige to die cut out these two fun little sunburst or starburst pieces there. And you're going to, oh, I dropped it, here it is. You're going to have a basic white banner that was die cut from the Stylish Shapes dies. So let's go ahead. We are going to start with stamping, and then this card is going to come together pretty quick because of the all the die cut pieces are already done and ready for us. So I'm going to clean off that little moon here, moon or half circle, and then I'm also going to clean off our hello stamp. Now I like that the sentiments in the set are all pretty similar in width. Hello is probably the only one that would really fit on this banner. Thanks would be a little bit too wide because it has an extra letter in it, but you could get the bigger banner and make that work as well. So we are going to start here with our cute little sun. I am going to pull in my messy scrap paper just in case I go off the edge here. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay down my white rainbow, and I know it's going to go right about there. Ink up that half circle in Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to place it, not stamp it yet, move that rainbow out of the way, and stamp that down, okay? Then we've got this cute little, these are the sunbeams. How fun is that? Oh, that's a good tip. Alicia says make sure your Versamark pad is juicy as well. Okay, so it takes two of these to wrap around our sun. Okay. And so we've got the one side here, and then we're going to do our other side here, like so. And then we can take our cute little banner and stamp our hello. And I'm going to get my head over that so I can see. So super cute. Look how fun that is. Okay, then we can go ahead and start assembling. I love these projects. I think that this bundle is so fun to create with. Okay, we are going to, look at that adhesive sheet is sticky. We are going to add some seal to the back of our embossed layer. I really thought I was going to run out of seal today. There's still time, I suppose. Okay, and then we're going to add this to our card front. I am going to butt up the left-hand side with that score line. This is actually going to get turned so that it's a horizontal card, but that's just easier for me to align it like that. And then I will fold and burnish. We're going to take our Misty Moonlight layer, add some seal, and center this on our card front. Let's make sure we're opening the right way. And Beautiful, just like that. And then we can go ahead and build up our rainbow. So I am going to start with the Balmy Blue. Now this piece of adhesive sheet I put down, I actually missed the top of the rainbow, the top of the arch. That's all right. We've just got 2 pieces here. I'm not even going to worry about putting in any adhesive at the top because I think it'll be okay. Okay. So cute. I love this one. And then let's go ahead. I'm going to work like in a various order. I'm going to do the top, and then I'm going to do the bottom, and then I'm going to do the middle. Okay, so this is the one where I said I changed up the, there's 2 different dies you can use for the bottom of the rainbow. I changed it up. This one's a little bit skinnier than this one, so just keep that in mind. So we'll go ahead and tack this guy down. And then this guy here, okay, I'll use liquid glue. We are going to add, I did not put an adhesive sheet on the back of this because I didn't feel like it needed it. So go ahead and tack this down, and I'm just kind of making sure it's in the middle. The nice thing too about these is if you really had to, you could bend it a little bit more. They're a little bit more flexible. Okay, and then we'll do our navy piece. I like this one. It reminds me of like curly hair. You could die cut out a bunch of these and make like a person, right? You could make me with my curly hair. All right, and then our leaves, you actually need 2 of these. One for the left side and one for the right side. So we're going to have that one. And this guy. And this one is nice too because if you were making several of these cards, you could die cut a bunch out at the same time and then just add those adhesive sheets on the back and create them whenever you want to, right? All right, so we've got those all added. Let's go ahead and stick some dimensionals on the back. It's kind of mismatched. We're going with it. And we are going to adhere this to our card front. And I want to make sure I cover these edges of our sun. Like I don't want it to be like this where you can see the sun sticking out. So I just want to make sure that I'm covering those so it looks like the sun is peeking out. Okay, super duper cute. And then we're going to grab our hello sentiment. And I actually have my mini dimensionals here. We are going to put this, if we talk about levels, our card base is at level 0, right? We're on 0. Oh my gosh, it could be curly hair for the party piggy. I love it, Lori. Our rainbow is up on a level 1 because it's up on dimensionals already. I want my sentiment to be on level 2. So over here on this right-hand side, behind the O, I'm going to stick 1 dimensional. And then on the other side, the left-hand side, I'm going to double stack so that we can have that be even. And I thought mini dimensionals would work just a little bit better here. So we're going to stick this guy down right about there. So cute. We've got these fun little basic beige like starburst here. And I did add adhesive sheet to those as well. So we'll just go ahead and tack these down. These guys didn't really need them either. You could use glue dots or any type of adhesive for these. Let me put this guy like this. So cute. I love it. All right. So for this one then, to finish it off, we are going to use some linen thread because we just had to. And we are going to do a double bow this time. I was getting ahead of myself earlier with the white twine. I was like, double bow. Nope. Let's do it on this one. So I like to just straighten out my linen thread before I tie the bow with it because of it wrapped around that little cardboard piece or whatever. It likes to just be super curly, and I definitely cut way more than I need, but that's okay. All right, so you can see I just cut that in half, and I'm just holding both strands to tie a bow. I love linen thread. It's good stuff, you know? Okay, so then I'm just going to grab all of those little ends here and cut across. And then we can stick this on a glue dot like so. Grab our take your pick tool and stick this guy down here. And that's our 4th card. What do you think of this one? It is so fun also. I just think it is so stinking cute. How fun is that? So cute. All right, let me pull in all of our cards that we created together today. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you had fun making these or watching me make them, and that you'll have fun making them. I love this set so much. Like I said, it's just really easy to start creating with. Even though I sat down with it, when you look at this, right, you don't really see rainbows in the stamps. So it is so much fun to pair together those dies to just create something beautiful. So these cards are super duper fun. I hope you enjoyed them. As a reminder, if you'd like the card kits, I am happy to send those to you as a free thank you gift from me for placing an order in my online store this week. So if you place an order of $50 or more by the end of the day this Friday, July 25th, I will send you these card kits. They'll go out in the mail next Tuesday, the 29th. So you'll have them, or if I am really early again, they'll go out on Monday. But that's not usually what happens. Tuesdays are my mail days, but yesterday I was ready. So anywho, don't forget to take advantage of, hold on, my mouse fell asleep. Come on, mouse. There we go. It fell asleep on me. It turned off. Don't forget to take advantage of free shipping tomorrow. So if you are like, okay, I'm going to go check out tonight, wait, make sure you hit that $75 for free shipping. It starts at 1 a.m. Central tonight, so midnight Mountain Time, and it's going to be awesome. Please just know to have some patience. Expect some shipping delays. Lots of people will be shopping, so just know that. Don't expect something to come in like super duper fast. They get pretty bombarded with free shipping day because it really is just a great deal. You save that 11% on shipping and it's incredible. So Lori already got her package today. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Lori, I think, got like 2 packages, right? I think 2 of them had your name on it. All right, well, thanks so much for joining me. I will look forward to seeing you next week, and I think that's all. Bye for now. Oh, next week I'm going to have a guest. This guest is not going to be able to stamp with us, but I'm going to have a guest. You're going to have to come back next week to see who it is or what it is. Is that enough suspense for you? Anywho, thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.